disruptive technology has not been much disputed, and in fact has gained very widespread currency. The term refers to technological innovations with the capacity to significantly alter the way businesses, industries, and consumers operate. A disruptive technology has three main attributes. First, the technology displaces an older process, operation, product, procedure, or as Professor Azizan just now alluded to, habit even. Second, it is often viewed to be more superior compared with the old technology. And third, technology is usually developed by upstarts or genius or innovators. There are 5 types of disruptive technology. The first is what you call enablers, which make it possible for one or more new technologies, processes, or applications to be developed. For example, the integrated circuit, transistor, gene splicing, and cellular technology. The second type is called catalysts, which alter the rate of improvement of one or more technologies. For example, cloud computing and polymerase chain reaction, known as PCR, techniques for DNA sequence amplification. And the third type is morphers, which are technologies when combined with another technology creates one or more new technologies. For example, wireless technologies and microprocessors. The fourth is enhancers, which modify existing technologies, allowing them to cross a critical threshold. For example, existing technologies such as fuel cells, lithium-ion batteries, nanotechnologies, and stealth technologies. The fifth category is superseders, which render existing technologies obsolete, replacing them with a superior, better, faster, cheaper, and more capable technologies. Examples are easy to cite. They include the jet engine, LCD displays, and compact digital media. Ladies and gentlemen, the World Economic Forum, in its 2018 publication entitled The Future of Jobs Report, identified 4 main technological drivers that will spur the growth of disruptive technologies. Namely, number 1, high-speed mobile internet. Number 2, artificial intelligence. Number 3, big data analysis or big data analytics. And 4, cloud technology. Disruptive technologies have the potential to drive technology-based business opportunities, democratic education, expanding the middle class, and move towards a greener global economy through advancement in new energy technologies. Disruptive technologies have now impacted many sectors, including education, communication, banking, retail, healthcare, manufacturing, publishing, transportation, tourism, and media. The millennials, especially are turning towards online sites for retail, travel, and other needs. Disruptive technologies offer faster speed, wider connectivity, bigger selection and variety for millennials to fulfill their needs.
So if you look into this video, you can see how disruptive innovations are really taking place, and this is like converging to like in some small piece of laptop, okay, or only one gadget, let's say one gadget, how it is taking up, it's eating up, or it is just swallowing up all the applications that once upon a time was around our desktop or our workstation. So you can really understand that now no more, I mean, we don't need any physical things. Everything is in one gadget, one physical object, and we are enjoying the benefits of those disruptive innovations or technologies. You can also see this one, that cell phone, as Atun mentioned, that cell phone has everything now. Even we do not go to the bank anymore. We can do mobile banking, which is really, really nice, unless it is hacked by someone. So if we classify the disruptive technology, we have what I learned recently, in fact, that there are 12 disruptive technologies identified. Artificial intelligence, 3D printing, namely cloud technology, Internet of Things, and one on the top you can see is the renewable energy. Yes, that's what will bring, today will be discussed more on renewable energy from my side. And there's a market potential of these 12 disruptive technology. Of course, mobile internet is the most effective one. It has more effectiveness. It has more opportunities. We'll see different kind of lifestyle. But towards the end, you can see renewable energy. It has also a prospect. It has also a market value of from $0.2 to $0.3 trillion annual. So Islam never contradicted with the technological advancement. Okay? Islam never contradicted with any science. Rather, it promotes science. It gives the way towards technological advancement in humankind. So let's learn about the global warming. Okay? Also, some of you are well aware of it, but many of the leaders, world leaders, do not agree that, I mean, we are getting old, getting warmer. So I have a slide here. It shows, it's a time-lapse video, that it shows how the temperature of the world is increasing year after year since the beginning of our recent history, the recording, since 18-something. You can see the average temperature is increasing. There is a scale on the left-hand side in Fahrenheit. So it's in some places it's increasing at 4 degrees Fahrenheit or something like that, which is almost equivalent to 2 degrees centigrade. So which has a tremendous consequence in our life way forward. Okay? Reality in many places. I'm just showing some of the pictures that will bring your attention towards the different things. Although we are talking the disruptive technology, but on the other hand, it may be in the slightest slice of the world population. We are more than 7 billion people. Maybe some of us, maybe 1 billion, or let's say 2 billion people are enjoying the effects through smartphones, all those things. But many of the people around the world, many of the population are facing huge lifeline crises, like for example, food, water, all those crises. One of such project was Millennium Project, which was coined by the Smithsonian institutions in the US, and around 2,500 futurists, okay, scholars, decision makers, and business planners from all over, from over 50 countries. In 1996, they gathered together, they talked for 3 months, they discussed about the issues, then finally, they came up of some of the global challenges, irrespective of, I said, places, global challenges, starting with sustainable development and climate change, clean water. This will be the problem in future that we are going to face. So they sorted the problems. It was 15 that time, but whenever UN came in, so it was ratified and it was changed to 17. We call it Sustainable Development Goals, which these goals are the blueprint to achieve a better and more sustainable future for all upon addressing the global challenges. So if we take care of these global challenges, we are really ready to solve this, then we'll be tackling all the problems one by one. One of the such problems is the affordable and clean energy. Number 7. The key question, okay, as I mentioned, that renewable energy will be one of the disruptive technologies, okay, or is already in the, I should say, in the blueprint. So whether it is really possible to really depend on it, whether we can really like make our future energy roadmap country-wise, okay, and whether really can put in our blueprint that we can depend on solar energy, we can depend on biomass, we can depend on hydrogen fuel or something like that. Is it really dependable, that is trustworthy or not? So we have to encourage them to come to that renewable energy sectors. We have renewable energy, which is the kind of energy that is replenished or recharged naturally, free of cost, every day. It's not that you have to wait, recharge after you pay money. Every day it is getting recharged. Like, for example, the large-scale hydropower plant is also nuclear power, renewable energy. Okay? Then wind energy. We have solar photovoltaics, solar thermal energy, all those things, which is coming from the natural resources and which is secured. Okay? You do not depend on Middle Eastern countries anymore. And they are environmentally benign. They are inexhaustible. So in our case, we are dedicated to encourage the youth with projects, of course, with the projects is related to renewable energy beyond classroom teaching and to find more interest in reality of life. Among many disruptive technologies, renewable energy is in the most efficient way for solar photovoltaic technology paves the way to versatile applications around the globe. We just need to adopt and adapt with this disruptive technology. So to do that, what we are doing, we have labs, we have playgrounds. This is what I call playground. Sometimes I say we have kitchens. We let them cook in our kitchens. Our labs are kitchens. So I found that, again, the universities are not well connected to make a big kitchen so that we can utilize each other's in need. So this is a small lab in UKM, so where I work, very small one. In fact, when I joined 2007, it's an abandoned house, but later on, over the years, we have developed many things. We also even made our own equipments because equipment from overseas are very expensive. We are making solar cells of different kinds. We are making solar cell up to 15% efficiency. It's not world class, but we can make. We know if we are being sponsored, we can also be world class.
The path of human progress, every one of us are talking about the first industrial revolution to the fourth industrial revolution. This seemed to be central to all our transformation. If you look at the recently announced budget, if you look at the shared prosperity document, if you look at the industry forward policy document that was released last year by METI, all of it addresses the industrial revolution. And this is the first industrial revolution, the steam engine, right? And this was in the early 1750s, and the steam engine was able to overtake the horsepower, which is very interesting because that was the beginning as defined by the West. And then you see the second industrial revolution, which was largely focused on electricity and manufacturing. And we continue, right? And this is the Flatiron Building in New York, and you will see a lot of horses, being ridden around. And then 20 years later, you see it's being taken over by car. Disruption happened then too. And then the third industrial revolution, where we were in, where we had laptops, we actually had desktops, where we started with the technology as we know it, and Microsoft, of course, was part of the third industrial revolution. And we are here at the fourth industrial revolution, where the digital and physical blurs. And this continues to be a conversation that we are having. Prior to all of these industrial revolutions, there was the Islamic golden era, where all of the technology as it was known by the West was introduced by the Muslim scholars. But we do not talk about them. They disrupted. Iqra was disruption to Jahiliyyah. but we do not pause to celebrate. We don't pause to recognize that Muslim scholars and all of this predates Industrial Revolution 1 to 4. I was reflecting on the knowledge revolution, and Iqra was that knowledge revolution. And equality given, talab al-ilm faridatu ala kulli muslimin wa muslimat, that you need to go out and look, that seeking of knowledge is for both Muslim men and women, right? And it was all introduced by the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and yet we do not celebrate our own scholars, but we recognize the industrial revolutions. And I thought today I wanted to sort of do a bit of a balance of our take and sort of share on how the Muslim scholars have also made a difference in knowledge and wisdom revolution. With that, why are we where we are? These are the numbers that we see. By 2020, everything will become connected. Everything. From home, our children will not be buying houses like we did. They want smart homes. Developers will change. Cars will become different. Manufacturing will become different. And that has to be done in a both. Yes, it presents opportunity, but it has also to be done in a responsible manner. So why is this happening? Because the world is going digital at the speed of lightning. 1 million devices per hour, and data science tasks that are coming up, and 1 billion workers being positively impacted. And as I was listening to Ton's speech earlier on his thematic address, he talked about AI and ethics and fairness. And Microsoft believes on these 6 principles in order for us to be able to develop technology in a responsible way. And we have walked away from military deals when we are asked to do AI for military, and we've said no because it does not comply with the principles. And if you look at a first glance, these principles are Islamic principles. They are universal principles that we can go out and talk about, right? It's important as we develop some of these fatwas. I believe that we need guidance, and I know that we may not have answers for everything, but it's important that we consider some of these principles. The biggest challenge with the WEF report that came out 2 years ago is for every job that's created for a man, 4 jobs get displaced, and for every job created for a woman, 20 jobs get displaced. And that is a real challenge. But also with AI, we do get higher value jobs. And skilling becomes an important part of this conversation. And why we need to reskill and upskill is something that we have been working with governments and agencies to ensure that you are able to educate for the jobs of the future. We have all of these new jobs that are coming out. A biohacker and virtual space designer, these are real jobs. And how are we educating our children, our younger generation today, to be future-proofed for some of these jobs? In order for you to do work well in this AI era, yes, we need data science. Yes, we need computer science. But most importantly, we need ethics. And that is the underlying principle as we talk about AI work. So as you saw, we have shared that AI can be used for good for Earth, for accessibility, and also for humanitarian action. We used AI for humanitarian action in Fukushima. We supported the Japanese government when they were doing rebuilding. And what we do is to go out and give grants to civil society so that they can develop their own capabilities too. What should we know about AI? In practices, in enterprise, you need ethical AI expertise, and I think we have a role to play with knowledge and courage. To my conclusion, with the same surah I started with, Amar Ma'ruf Nahi Munkar, as we look at this digital transformation, it's critical that it is both an opportunity as well as a responsibility, is to not just to prevent evil, but to be responsible about doing good. And all that is good comes from Allah. And if I have made a mistake in quoting, and I know there are experts in the room, I apologize. And I keep doing my slides in between airports, and for all the shortcomings, I apologize. Thank you. And for any questions, this is